Good morning, students. Here we are going to study the course Network Analysis and Synthesis. It is an important subject for the branches that includes electrical and electronics engineering, electronics and communication engineering, electrical engineering. In this first lecture, we are going to study about the node and mesh analysis and Kirchhoff's current and Kirchhoff's voltage law. Now, before proceeding and knowing about node and mesh analysis, we must know what is the meaning of node and what is mesh. So, a node is a point where two or more branch elements meet. Here, branch element consists of resistor, inductor, resistors, inductor and capacitors. This is capacitor. Also, it may also include active sources like voltage source, battery and current source. Now, there is a basic difference between node and junction. Node is a point where two or more branch element meets. Means this is a resistance and this is another resistance. So, it is a node. But this is not a junction. For defining junction, we must have at least 3 circuit elements. So I have clearly mentioned that junction is a point where 3 or more circuit element meets. And all junctions are nodes, but all nodes are not junctions. Here you can see this is a node where there is a only interconnection of 2 branch elements. Whereas this and this point are definitely they are nodes, but they are also called as junction because there are 3 branch elements. Now one more thing, if there is no element between 2 or more connected adjacent nodes, likewise here in between these 2 points there is no element, in between these 2 points there is no elements, so I can treat these all nodes as a single node. Similarly, at the bottom side also, this part, there is no elements between these 3 nodes, these 4 nodes, so these 4 nodes can also be treated as a single node. So if I combine this circuit, we will get this reduced circuit. You can see here, the one end of R1 is connected to voltage source and the other end to R2, R3 and current source. So one end of R1 is connected to the voltage source and the another end of R1 is connected to R2, R3 and the current source. Now you can also check that the another end of the voltage source is also connected to R2, R3 and I. Here you can see the another end negative, that is negative terminal of the voltage source is connected to R2, R3 and the current source I. So this is about node and junction. Now what do we understand by the term loop and mesh? Definitely loop and mesh are not same. There is a very basic difference. Any closed path is called loop. I have also mentioned if one starts from one end and after going through a set of nodes, return to the same starting node without crossing any of the intermediate nodes, he has traveled through one loop of circuit. Here you can see, if I will start from this node and I proceed towards this node, then this node and then this node and return back to the same node, I have completed the distance of one loop. So this is a loop. This is again another loop. Here, this is another loop. This is another loop. Even I can combine 2 loops to form a bigger loop also. Here, if I combine both of these loops, I will get a bigger loop. This is also a loop, full, which consists of a voltage source, this resistance, this current source. So this is a bigger loop. If in any loop the current flows, it is also called as mesh. Now what are circuit elements? These are also called as branch elements. There are 2 types of circuit elements. One is active elements, another are passive elements. Active elements are those elements which have their own sources of energy. That includes voltage source and current sources. And passive elements are those elements which do not have their own sources of energy, like resistance, inductor, capacitor. any network is governed by two basic Kirchhoff's law, that includes Kirchhoff's current law and Kirchhoff's voltage law. Now what is Kirchhoff's current law? Kirchhoff's current law is applicable at a single node. The algebraic sum of all current entering at a point is 0. Means all the currents entering at this point, here I have considered this is a node, at this point is 0. Here you can see I1 is coming from here, I2 is coming from here, I3 is coming from here. This is incoming current. The sum of incoming current must be equal to sum of outgoing current. So I4 and I5 are outgoing current. Means I1 plus I2 plus I3 must be equal to I4 plus I5. Or I can write it in this form, I1 plus I2 plus I3 minus I4 minus I5. Means if I am taking positive as incoming current, I will take negative as outgoing current. So Kirchhoff's current law states that the overall sum of all the currents entering or leaving the node, entering or leaving, not end, entering or leaving the node is always 0. So it is, I can write it as summation I is equal to 0. I is equal to 1 to n, where n is number of branch elements at that node. Here I have also taken a simple problem, numerical problem for the Kirchhoff's current law. Here we have to use nodal analysis to find all the branch currents. Now, how many branches are there? First is this branch. This is first branch. This is a single branch actually. If you will see, there are two elements in this branch, but this is can be treated as a single branch. So this is first branch. That is a voltage source of 110 volt and a resistance of 2 ohm. Then this is another single branch. Yeah. This one is again a single branch. Let this branch be 2. Then third branch is from here. These two are same node. I have already told you, if there is no element between any two nodes, that nodes can be treated as a single node. So this and this is single node. So this is third branch element. So I need to calculate current in this also. 3. Then 8 ohm resistor is another branch element. 24 ohm is another branch element. And 3 ohm resistor is another branch element. So we need to calculate the current in all these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 branch elements. We have to use KCL. We can simplify it using KCL. Suppose I1 is the current in this branch element. I2 is the current in this branch element, third. I3 is current in this branch element. So by KCL, I1 must be equal to I2 plus I3. I can write I1 must be equal to I2 plus I3. Similarly, at this point, if I4 is the current at this node, I5 is current here in 24 ohm, then I3 must be equal to I4 plus I5 also. I3 must be equal to I4 plus I5 by KCL. Similarly, I3 is current here, I5 is current here. So what is the current in 3 ohm? Current in 3 ohm will be equal to sum of I3 and I5. That is, let it assume at I6. So I will write I6 is equal to I3 plus I5. There is one more junction at which I will use KCL. It is this junction. Here it is clear that I1 is the current going here in this direction, and I6 and I4 are incoming currents. I4 is current coming from here. So I1 must be equal to I6 plus I4. I1 must be equal to I6 plus I4. So using these equations, I can solve for I1, I2, I3, I4 and I5 and I6. We will discuss when we will do numerical in next class. So before proceeding to the numerical part, first we must understand what is KVL, Kirchhoff's voltage law. Now Kirchhoff's voltage law is applicable in any mesh. It states that the algebraic sum of all potential drop in a mesh is equal to 0. Means the potential drop between DA, AB, BC and CD will be equal to 0. I have already mentioned potential between AB plus potential between B to C plus potential between C to D plus potential between D to A is always equal to 0. I have also given an example here also. Find the value of VA using KVL. First I will discuss the KVL part. How to calculate the value, that is a different issue. We will discuss in next lecture when we will do numerical in next class. So by using KVL we have to use mesh analysis. There are 3 mesh. First is this mesh, another is this mesh and third one is this mesh. We will assume the current in this mesh be I1, current in this mesh be I2 and current in this mesh be I3. Now I will show you how to apply KVL in first loop. In the first loop, the potential, there are 3 circuit elements. The potential drop across 17.5 ohm will be 17.5 into I1, 5 into I1 plus. Now I will assume this as positive, this as negative, then only the KVL will be applicable. So for being this as positive, this as negative, the current has to be assumed in this direction only. So what is the current in 2.5 ohm resistance? It is already seen from here. It is I1 going in this loop and I3 in just reverse direction in this loop. So current in 2.5 ohm resistor is I1 minus I3. So I can write it as 2.5 into I1 minus I3 plus there is one more element, that is a 5 ohm resistor. So I can write the current in this 5 ohm resistor will be I1 minus I2. So I can write it as 5 times I1 minus I2. It is equal to 0. Similarly, there are this is another mesh in which I will use the KVL. In this loop, I don't require to use KVL because I have assumed the current in this is I3 and there is one current source of 2 ampere. So it clearly indicates that I3 is equal to 2 ampere. I have got the value of I3 directly in this case. So I have to use another KVL in this mesh. Let's apply. The potential drop across 5 ohm will be 5 times I2 minus I1. Here I will assume this as positive, this as negative. So the potential drop in 5 ohm resistor will be 5 times I2 minus I1 plus there is another 7.5 ohm resistor. The current in this will be I2 minus I3. So I can write 7.5 times I2 minus I3. This is equal to the potential, total potential. 125 volt ka potential is here and minus 50. That's the positive of this battery is here and the positive is this battery is here. So means this battery is opposing the potential of this. So we will subtract the potential, the resultant potential. So I will write 125 minus 50. That is 75. So there are 2 equations, 2 unknowns. You are seeing 3 unknowns. So I1, I2, I3. I3 is 2 ampere. Cleared from this loop only. So I will put the value of I3 as 2 ampere and solve both the equations for I1 and I2. We will get the current in all the meshes. Now, as in the problem, it is shown asking find the value of VA. So VA is what? VA is 5 times I2 minus I1. Clear from using Ohm's law. The current in this resistor will be I2 minus I1 and the resistance value is 5 ohm. So VA is equal to 5 times I2 minus I1. I have calculated the value of I2 minus I1, means I will subtract both of them, multiply it by 5, I will get the value of VA. So in next lecture we will do more numericals, and then we will start other network theorems like superposition theorem, Thevenin theorem. Thank you.